Okay, I think we're going live here, but I'm getting this kind of weird pop-up about moderating comments or something. That's fine. My subscribers are all really nice, and I'm not worried about any negative comments or anything like that. Let's see here. So today is a little different. For the past several years, I've been recollecting a lot of my older toys like GoBots and some Transformers. And I've been using eBay, I think 100% of the time, pretty much. Somewhere between 90 and 100%. Otherwise, if I see something at a convention or a comic store, I'll try to buy something in person just to support people. And I got a really good C3PO that way for $15 recently. It was an in-person sale, cash in hand. That's a great way to negotiate. But if you're talking about the wild world or the wide world of vintage toy collecting, there's so many specific items out there that you might want. So I tend to browse eBay and look for an estate sale or a situation where it looks like somebody's selling off their collection, right? You can also go to the stores on eBay where they have a lot of items in stock, and some of those have a pretty fair price as well. But I would also just look out for those one-off estate sales where people are just, they're not really in the business of selling or collecting vintage toys. There's like this one time I got a bunch of really nice Hot Wheels over a period of a year where I basically drained the seller because they were just reselling an estate. So it wasn't a person who normally sold Hot Wheels, but gosh, they had so many. So I pretty much just bought them all, and now they don't have any Hot Wheels anymore. So you can find some good deals too. So that's kind of where these are coming from. Let's see. I can't see very well, so let me try and zoom in here. Hey, what's up, Cookie Monsters? So today what I have decided to do just for a short video is an unboxing of a recent purchase I made on eBay where I was looking for some vintage Star Wars figures. Try not to ramble on too much. I'm always so excited when these arrive, And so, of course, I was waiting for this box to arrive. And normally I would just rip into these and like see what's going on. And I thought, no, let's share the excitement, of opening a box of vintage toys. All right. So this is not the first time I've purchased from this seller, actually. I've had pretty good luck in the past getting G.I. Joe action figures from this seller. All right, so first off, the packaging is excellent. And let's see what we got here. Okay, great. So I was in the market for a Greedo and also a Zuckuss. Partly because I had those as kids, and partly because I'm interested in like the Forlom Zuckuss name confusion, in the packaging and stuff. So there's two figures in this pack. I think there's two. Maybe there's more. No, there's just two figures in this one. So let's see. All right. So again, really good packaging by the seller. Really love that. And here we go. Awesome. You're going to recognize this guy. Oh, I'm so happy I have this guy now. So yeah, again, a toy that I had as a kid that just I had to repurchase this. I'm really interested in trying to cosplay this character. Since I was a little kid, I was always interested in the bounty hunters because they represented the open world of Star Wars, which I was a lot more interested in than like being a good guy or a bad guy. So I really liked how the bounty hunters were, you could even say Han Solo too, was vague in terms of like bounty hunters. It says it in the name, but like a freight runner or a pirate like Han Solo also fits in this category. Although I'm not trying to get a Han Solo figure. I'm more interested in the strange bounty hunters. But generally speaking, I'm interested in the ambiguous, like not really good guy, not bad guy. Let's see if I can get any focus on this. Hello, camera. Well, I would say this Greedo is in really nice shape. I might go ahead and try to get this Greedo completed, get the blaster. He is a figure that has the asymmetrical arm sculpt. Yeah, this is a pretty tight figure. And you know, on eBay, you're able to like look at the pictures pretty close. But yeah, this is in very good shape, actually. So for this guy, I'm definitely going to go ahead and find a blaster and complete him, and probably maybe send him off to get graded after I look more closely. However, this figure was only $12 with free shipping, so $12 with free shipping is pretty nice. So just the fact that it's in pretty good shape it's really cool. So if you guys want to know the seller, I'd be happy to tell you, but I'm not really here to promote any particular store on eBay. I don't have any backlinks to any particular store on eBay. So, and like I said, you want to look for just the occasional seller who is an estate sale person, or like some boyfriend or a husband bails, right? And so somebody ends up with like a Star Wars collection or a vintage toy collection. They don't really know what to do with it. Look for those sales. And those are more random. Those just kind of come and go. And once that seller isn't selling that anymore, then once they're done, they're just done. So look for those kind of sellers as well. Okay. All right. So this is a figure that I'm definitely thinking about getting graded. So I'm just being really careful. I don't think I really need to use that right now. Okay, all right. Okay, gotta say, once again, really nice wrapping, really tight, so the figure doesn't shift around. Okay, guys, well, the excitement is building here because this is a figure that cost a little more money because it's in good shape and it's complete. I have this figure complete with the blaster, if it wants to cooperate. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. This is in such good shape. Oh, my God. Look at this. Oh, my God. I am going to scream, dude. I am going to absolutely scream. Oh, yeah. This is a Zuckuss. Again, I'm really interested in the bounty hunters of Star Wars and just the more ambiguous characters that are basically motivated by money. I felt like that represented the expanded universe. I never wanted to be a stormtrooper or a Jedi or a rebel. I never was that interested. If anything, I was more interested in the morally ambiguous stormtrooper, you know. But the best example of that is Boba Fett, the retired, morally ambiguous bounty hunter. But in this case, we have another interesting world building character from Empire Strikes Back that is complete. That is, he has his body piece, he's got his cape. What a nice figure, right? So I don't remember having this one as a kid. I may have, but I just don't remember. I might have, though. But as far as a caped figure, I do remember having Yoda with the orange snake as a kid. And I think my mom just picked it up for me at the supermarket one day just because she liked Yoda. You know, it was one of those things. I wasn't too crazy about Yoda, but you can see where there's probably a lot of Yodas left over. Because that would have happened with any. There were probably a bunch of Jawas left over as well, just because people are going to go for the full size figures. But amazingly, this guy Zuckuss is a full size figure with a nice body sculpt, I might add. In this case, he's complete, and I'm just amazed that he came with all this body armor that's removable. I don't think it's ever been removed. So I'm not going to remove it because this guy, I purchased this figure in a complete state because I want to send it off for grading, which I'm really excited. So here's the blaster that Zuckuss has. Dude, that thing is so rowdy, right? And it's really crispy too. This thing is some kind of just crazy shotgun or something's going on there. Kind of a baton shotgun piece, I guess, sort of. I can't get the camera to really want to focus on it. But that's the original Zuckuss blaster. Very one of a kind. I'm so excited to have it. It's very crispy. And I would say for color-wise, it's really a black, a black shiny plastic. So the seller said that there's no repro. So sometimes with black shiny, you might think, is that a new thing? But the Star Wars blasters came in a couple colors. So I can double check and make sure that this character does actually come with a black blaster, but there's like blue black and blue. So I'll check on that. But this guy almost looks like he was taken out of the package and sold. Because I don't think this cape has ever been removed from this figure. And I don't think the backpack has ever been removed. This is incredible. This might be a 10 grade figure or a 9. And you know what? I've never graded a figure before, but they won't do it if it's not complete. So I've got some nice figures, but they're not complete because I don't have the blaster. And honestly, if I graded them, it'd probably be like an 8 or a 7. But this guy, wow. Okay, we're definitely going to get him graded. And there's just one more thing that I want to share. And the packaging from this seller is really, really good, gotta say. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let's do this. So I also got the package, the card back. But it's so classic because part of why I'm interested in this character is the name confusion that surrounds him. Here on the package, his name is Forlom. And he just looks so rough, dude. Whew. So cool. Looks like something from Land of the Lost or something. But yeah, Forlom. But as it turns out, and this makes sense, the other robot bounty hunter, not IG-88, but the other one that looks more like a C-3PO style droid, is Forlom, which makes sense because of numbers being in the name, like C-3PO or R2-D2. So it makes sense that Forlom is actually the C-3PO bounty hunter, the gray C-3PO. And this guy's name is Zuckuss, but here they've got him named Forlom, right? So you got to give these guys a break because there was a lot of different characters that all had different names and they had to keep it all straight. So I really like the return of, this is actually Return of the Jedi, which is pretty crazy. So I don't know if they ever, I guess, whenever they came out with Forlom, it's kind of crazy that it's actually Return of the Jedi card back, but we'll see how it comes back from grading. Gosh, I just love the card backs. Look at the price tag on here. It's just classic. It's priceless. I wish I could get the camera to focus. It is Toys R Us. Toys R Us. $2.68, dude. I just love. I had to have it because it's got the Toys R Us price tag on that. You gotta have that, right? Look at this big badass like orange Toys R Us price tag. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, $2.68. Yeah, this isn't in the worst shape. The card has a weird cutout here from I guess where they were sending in their something to get the Emperor figure, I guess, but I don't remember anybody having the Emperor figure. There's not a ton of figures I really want from Return of the Jedi. Obviously, the Scout Trooper. I have an ongoing building collection of Scout Trooper army. In fact, I just ordered 4 more Scout Troopers, so maybe we can open those together if you want to do that. Those should be here this week. But yeah, the Zuckuss, aka Forlom card back in really nice shape. But yeah, it is cut, but at least it isn't like the image isn't damaged too much from when this got torn off, which is I'm thankful. Sometimes I do try to get card backs, and you can see where the kid just like ripped the blister off and just like tore across. I did that too when I was a kid, so you can't be too upset about it. But in this case, the card back, the artwork was, you could say, perfectly preserved. So this card back is something I would put in a frame and decorate my office with. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that. Again, just with the Toys R Us price tag on there from the 80s, you can't lose, with that. So definitely going to get this framed, put it in the office. And look how they put a nice bag with it too. So really good seller for vintage toys. Just to wrap up, today we got the Zuckuss complete for grading. Very exciting. And I just love this guy. I got to play with this guy a little more. I'll have my gloves on. Greedo. And this is from the 70s. So this is a gorgeous figure. There's a slight discoloration in the arms and the body, but that probably goes back to the original condition of it, actually. And I'm not gonna really try to move it much, honestly, because this figure feels really tight. Like the legs feel really tight. And as you may or may not know, the original Kenner toys, part of the posability, you could say, is how the legs have a clutch. They have a very simple, it's not a mechanical clutch, it's just a tolerance clutch where this top part of the leg here kind of rubs against this part of the hip. So when you move the legs forward for the first time, it feels difficult, but over and over and over, the legs get really loose because this just non-mechanical clutch, it's just a tolerance clutch is what I think these are called in metal work, but in plastics, I'm not sure, but they might just call it a clutch or a step or something. The arms will have it too, where at the very prone position, the arms are kind of locked in place, and there's a little bit of a clutch that kind of holds them there. And the figure is posed a bunch of times, it will get loose, obviously, and those are good to have because you can play with those. So I've got several figures that are where the clutch is worn out, and so the arms just spin, and the legs are really loose when you shake them. But this guy doesn't look like he got posed much at all. The arms and legs are really tight. So honestly, even the paint looks really good on this Greedo. I'm just seeing a little scumming on the paint on the hands. Yeah, a little, it's definitely showing its age a little, but wow, it's in great shape. The eyes are in great shape. The paint is in really great shape. So I think we did really good today, actually, on this unboxing. I'm extremely happy with this seller, and I'm just also grateful for sellers like this on eBay who offer items like this at a pretty reasonable price. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you the name of the eBay seller, but I don't want you to think that I have any kind of link to the seller because I don't. But I think it's fair because this unboxing went really well. And my rating for this seller based on the price is literally like 10 out of 10 for sure. For sure. Like the Greedo's in really good shape. The Zuckus is like mint. It could come in at a 10 if I grade it. Now, the stuff isn't dirt cheap, okay? So I'm going to warn you, there's a lot of sticker shock if you start trying to buy vintage Kenner stuff. But this seller is Wheeljack's Lab on eBay, like the Transformer character, Wheeljack. So you can go search Wheeljack's Lab. I've bought G.I. Joe, GoBots, and some Kenner Star Wars from Wheeljack's Lab, and it's gone pretty well actually. When you buy vintage GI Joe, sometimes shortly after you get it, like the rubber band will break and like the figures will be in like multiple pieces. So that's not necessarily the seller's fault. I think when I took my vintage GI Joes, when I received them and then I put them on display in my house, there was probably a humidity change, and I think that probably made the rubber bands break. But you're not going to have that problem with the vintage Kenner stuff because it's just a few of the figures are made of a type of plastic that just disintegrates. But other than that, you just get a lot of discoloring. Cool. What's up? Who shot first? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I. Who, oh yeah. Okay. You're killing me with that one. Okay, you got me. You totally got me. Great question. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. I saw the original Star Wars movie so many times as a little kid. My mom loved it. I was like 4 years old. She was just dragging me there over and over. The original Star Wars back in the 70s was in the theaters for like almost a year. Like it was insane. So I probably saw it like 5 or 6 times. Okay. And I can tell you for sure that Greedo didn't even shoot barely. Han Solo blew him away way before Greedo even could get a shot off, man. Like if Greedo did shoot at all, it was just like a reaction shot, just because he was holding his blaster. Um, not to say that Greedo, no, Han Solo blew Greedo away because Greedo wanted to take Han Solo in alive. Everybody wanted to bring Han Solo in alive. Boba Fett wanted him alive, remember? There was a much higher price if he was alive, okay? So Han Solo didn't think Greedo was about to blast him when they're sitting in the bar. No. He's thinking he's about to get put in some kind of custody by this bounty hunter and hauled off to Jabba, right? Which isn't supposed to happen until the next movie or. So, I like how they eventually bring Jabba in because there are a lot of world references that you don't get to see. So it's kind of cool. We did get to see Jabba. We did get to go there, and the whole entire plot line of Han Solo ultimately getting apprehended by Jabba is kind of cool how they fulfilled that. Because it was a threat for quite a while. Like, and it was part of what was interesting with Han Solo. Let's see. Yeah, this toy is really good. It's in incredibly good shape. So yeah, but just to be clear, like Han Solo shot first because he didn't want Greedo hauling him off to Greedo's ship and putting him in custody and flying him off. Greedo would never have killed Han Solo because he wanted to deliver him alive. So Han Solo just wasn't up for that level of BS going on in his life. He must have obviously not had the money yet to pay Jabba, so there was no way he was ready to get hauled in front of Jabba. He knew he was maybe going to get paid soon by this young farm boy and this interesting old guy. And it's hard to say if Han Solo knew about Jedis or not. I'm going to say, yeah, of course, because he was a pretty street smart guy. And gosh, did he ever? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with the idea that Han Solo probably knew that Obi-Wan Kenobi was a Jedi and was just kind of playing it cool, like, I don't know who you are, just to like get the money. So, oh yeah, Han Solo blew Greedo away. That was like part of the whole character development of Han Solo. What made you like Han Solo and what made him like the way they made Boba Fett into a more Western, like a spaghetti Western character, like a cowboy, like a gunslinger. They would even put the sound of spurs into the sound effects when Boba Fett walked, just to help subconsciously reinforce this idea that he's a gunslinger, right? So, George Lucas is on record hundreds of times saying that he was inspired by spaghetti westerns and also, of course, the Japanese movies, the old black and white Japanese like samurai movies. You got to watch that stuff, like Hidden Fortress. You got to watch Hidden Fortress. You'll figure out like that's an old black and white Japanese movie. Hidden Fortress. It's a slow burn, but you'll figure out right away, like, oh, that's Princess Leia. Oh, that's Han Solo. Oh, that's Luke Skywalker, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it's a slow burn. You might have a hard time watching all of Hidden Fortress, but there's a couple other movies that are known to have been influences on Star Wars, and you'll see the certain some of the main characters kind of weave in and out. You'll see where George Lucas got his influence on that, but no, Han Solo blasting Greedo helps establish Han Solo as a gunslinger, as a person who can't be troubled, as a person who's not interested in a normal procedure, right? He's not interested in being arrested, being handcuffed. Like I said, Greedo's not going to. Han Solo knew he wasn't in danger of being killed by Greedo. He just wasn't interested in being bothered at the time, like a kind of a bad guy. It helps establish that Han Solo is a morally ambiguous character. And as a kid, I always thought, and I still do, I think that those characters are more interesting in the Star Wars universe. I never wanted to be a rebel. Sure, the rebels are cool. Luke Skywalker, X-Wing fighters are cool. Sure, I never wanted to be one of those guys. It's like joining the army or something, or going and dying for something. I liked, and same thing with the bad guys. Like I wasn't particularly excited about like joining the Empire as a kid, because that was also similar. It's like, here, go die. Here, take a gun or fly this ship and go die. I like the morally ambiguous world of Star Wars where people are hustling and not sort of dying for a larger cause. Maybe they're just dying for money, right? Like they're just dying trying to pay their bills. But the bounty hunters and characters like Greedo represent this to me. That's why I like these characters absolutely the most of all. You could say it's where you've got to have your good guys, you've got to have your bad guys, and that's your dialogue, that's your character development. But you also have to have world building, and that's not just special effects and backgrounds. World building is also the characters who don't fit into the antagonist protagonist groups. So in Star Wars, like you could say, Greedo is a huge aspect of world building. Just all the cantina scenes are obviously lots of world building, obviously. Maybe a little too much, all at once, But at least with a character like Greedo, it's like we don't need the devil and the werewolf. Like we all know why George Lucas put the devil character and the werewolf character in the cantina scene, because he was at a point where he was a little stretched on the budget, and these other costumes were literally available to use. Like he was pilfering. He was making tons of his own stuff. Like we cannot talk any BS about George Lucas just based on the Stormtrooper outfits and the C-3PO build. Like he in the R2-D2 build, and just come on, everything else. But just the Stormtrooper and the C-3PO builds, for actors, the idea that the Stormtrooper builds were mass produced to some extent, and the C-3PO build, I don't know if they just did the one or if there was a couple, but oh, dude, oh my God, oh my God. So you got to let the guy off the hook if he took it a little easy pilfering some costume. So that's where we get like the devil guy and the werewolf guy. And that's just, I don't know. I think it's unnecessary. I mean, it's weird that he left that in the movie, right? So in the cantina, the stuff that George changed was not, he made it so Han Solo didn't shoot first, right? Isn't that what it is? Let's see here. What do you like better, Disney or George Lucas? Definitely George Lucas. Yeah, no, not I don't. I'm a dark side for sure. I mean, I'd rather work for the Empire, but I'd rather be a bounty hunter. And as a customer choice, I'd probably choose rather work for the Empire. Yeah, if that's my choice. Um, I just find the rebels are just annoying. You know, even in the original manifestation of the rebels, they're a little too. I don't know. As a kid, I thought they were kind of doomed to lose. And then Luke Skywalker comes along and kind of like rescues everybody because he's like this incredible force user. You have to realize that without Luke Skywalker, everybody would have died. Um, yeah, whole planet destroyed and just the Death Star floating off. Okay, so that would have been the end of the rebellion. So how great is the rebellion if just you need this one character? But that's the beauty of Luke Skywalker, right? That's why he gets the medal at the end of the movie, and he's not a morally ambiguous character. He's one of the good guys. So yeah, the characters, the figures I wanted as a kid were figures like Greedo. Like I had Greedo as a kid for sure. I liked these guys. I like your average alien. And then, of course, Empire Strikes Back, I was really into all the bounty hunters and the growing amount of stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are also interesting because there's a little bit of moral ambiguity there. Yeah, he was an army all by himself. Yeah, he was. He still is, dude. Luke still is an army all by himself, brother. Still is. Right now. I mean, if it's Mark Hamill, he's still out there, right? He's still doing his thing. But man, yeah, every form of Luke Skywalker, he's just like really OP in the Mandalorian too. Like he's just like he's crazy. Yeah, he's like this sort of too powerful in a way. Like I don't know. It's like it's an old form of plot armor, I guess. You know, you make the person so powerful that they're absolutely indestructible, and that's your plot armor. You know, you need the guy to last. He had to survive even the Battle of Endor, and he had to survive the interaction with the Emperor. Because it's interesting how you get Luke Skywalker still alive at the end of the third movie. It's like, of course they're going to make more, right? But then, like, they don't put Mark Hamill in any of those, right? Because he's not born yet. So I don't know. It's weird. Why is Luke Skywalker alive at the end of Return of the Jedi? Wouldn't it have really wrapped it up better if he would have died? I don't know. I mean, I don't wish he did, but I mean, you need the redemption of Darth Vader. Like, that's cool. But when you have Luke Skywalker, yeah, you have, I mean, maybe Han Solo could have died. But then you wouldn't have had that big Ewok. You know, at the end of Return of the Jedi, they're all dancing and stuff and having that Ewok party, and it's kind of corny. And it's like if anyone had died, if Calrissian had died, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, even like everyone would have been like, you know, like really sad at the end of Return of the Jedi. So they needed to have everyone real happy at the end of Return of the Jedi. It just you get that song, you get the people, you get them playing the drums on the stormtroopers' heads. Like there were script reasons why you had to have, like, Han Solo and Princess Leia aren't going to be getting all cute with each other if, like, Lando just got killed or Luke had just got killed, right? So at the end of Return of the Jedi, you kind of need Han Solo and Princess Leia like hooking up, smooching, and again, their story is yet to be finished at that point. You can tell it's like they're going to go off and have a kid. So interesting that they did introduce a kid of Han Solo and Princess Leia, because that was like definitely a payoff in the story arc. I mean, that was smart too. I'm not saying the writing for that character was particularly good, but somebody at some point like wrote on a whiteboard, son of Princess Leia on Han Solo, right? And it's like, yeah, because in that family tree, that's why we're all kind of wondering, like, how is Rey not Luke Skywalker's daughter? How not? How not? I mean, yeah, anyway, I don't want to go into all that. Today was meant to be an unboxing, and so that's mainly what we've done today. But I'm really glad for you guys to be here. Captain Rex fought in the battle with the Ewoks. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, well, guys, this unboxing was really fun. I've got some more toys coming. I like how unboxing the Greedo got us talking a lot about A New Hope and some of the concepts of like the world building and the morally ambiguous characters. That's kind of fun to talk about. And I hope that was fun for you guys to be on this little conversational journey. I'm going with live posts a little more now just because it's a more rapid way to get a video out the door and kind of share with you guys what's going on with me a little. I always have the Scout close at hand, so we're remaining Scout focused. But of course, we like all concepts of world building and all concepts of lore and fan art and headcanon. I think people come up with the best stuff, best ideas. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Greedo's very Star Wars. And there should be more Greedos. I would go for a Greedo show for sure. So we need more Greedos out there. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week. When I get the next box of figures, I'll wait till I have a little time to do an unboxing, and we'll unbox those together. Okay? So until then, see you later.